Shut up!
How you doing this evening, gentlemen?
We run this show like track star.
Honey, that's so cute.
The new face of America wants you to do your job, Tom.
Wrestlers.
I like it.
Oh, come on, Counselor.
Come on, wrestling fans. This is the Best Pro Wrestling Podcast, where we talk about the best pro wrestling in the world. My name is Tommy Stryker. Joining me, as always, Taco is here.
What up?
Joe is also here.
What's up?
And we have got a lot to talk about on this week's episode. So this is a very special double episode, whereas as some of you may be familiar, I do and we do another podcast called Strong Honor for the Fans Podcast. Well, there's so much going on that we wanted to get it all in on one podcast this week. And so we're going to blow through a bunch of it, and we're going to get do the second half of the show be Strong Honor, which you'll still be able to get.
Do I get overtime pay this week?
We'll check with the commissioner, Shane McMahon, on that one.
Oh, okay.
But that's definitely a possibility. But hopefully it's not going to be an extra long podcast. We're going to we got Extreme Rules predictions to get into. Smackdown, of course. Lucha Underground is back this week, so we'll get a little recap of what happened back in January at the mid-season finale. NXT is going on, of course. We'll get into that a little bit. And then, of course, the best of the Super Juniors coming down to the wire. This is what I'm most excited about to talk about this week on the second half of Strong Honor, is all the different scenarios on who could win the A and B block in the best of Super Juniors. So we'll definitely get into that. Ring of Honor, the TV show, is back on schedule as of this week. It's finally caught up to what happened on the pay-per-view 3 weeks ago. So we got to get into that on Strong Honor as well. So, but let's start with the Extreme Rules predictions and Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw!
Raw was tough this week. We had two really good matches that they promoted from last week. You know, we had the three-way with Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and
Clinton Dix.
Clinton Dix, yes.
Right up the front.
Right in there.
Got it in early this week. Balor, Samoa Joe,
That's
and
what she said.
Bray Wyatt. And then we had the Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns in the main event. So two awesome matches to look forward to.
Yeah.
And they did deliver on Monday Night Raw. Now, I don't always watch Raw on Monday. Usually I watch it on Tuesday, my day off. I get caught up on a bunch of shit on Tuesday. This week, I had the chance. I was watching Raw Monday night, and I was into it until the Alexa Bliss, This Is Your Life storyline thing, and I literally shut it Raw off after that. So that's all I'm going to say as far as the negativity from Monday Night Raw. But let's talk about the two big matches, Rollins versus Reigns. Fun, awesome match there. Reigns picking up the victory there, but a hard-fought match. I thought it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like that they're giving these types of matches the time that they need to actually develop into something that we want to watch over a course of probably 2 commercial breaks and stuff like that. But what I liked is the spear at the end. It just caught me off guard, honestly.
Well, that and the element of Seth Rollins countering the spear throughout the match was really cool too. You know, with the kicks to the face and the knees and whatnot. So, and it told the match was long enough to tell a story, and it didn't come across, even though Reigns won, it didn't come across as a burial of Seth Rollins. It was a very competitive match, and Rollins hung in there, and Reigns had to really fight to get the victory.
Well, if it's one thing they've done with these 5 guys since they're built, we're not going to get Brock Lesnar until the pay-per-view after this next one. They're doing a really good job building all 5 of them out. Thank you. But they're doing a really good job of building up all 5. They're all getting certain wins, certain attacks, whatever it may be.
So we'll talk about the three-way between Balor, Samoa Joe, and Bray Wyatt. I thought going into it, it looks like Bray Wyatt's probably going to lose here, and I liked how they did the finish with Balor hitting the coup de grace and his whole signature finish, and then Samoa Joe being like, "Nah, that's me. I got this." Fucking knocking Finn out and stealing the victory. So I like that. Was a nice touch. So it kind of
heat for him.
Yeah, it gave a nice win, I thought, to Samoa Joe, and Samoa Joe looked good throughout the match, and it didn't bury Finn Balor. And to be honest, like I said, I think everybody kind of expected Wyatt to take the loss in that situation here. How are you guys feeling about Wyatt going into this? He's been cutting. The promos have been a little bit better, but still not the greatest. But I like how he's focusing on the idea of winning matches and conquering the beast and getting the title. So
for sure, it's just. Oh, sorry. It's just. Yeah, I like him. He's always been good promos to me. It's just the situations he's in on some of these promos. It just steals the thunder away from them. Like, he's very good at absorbing your attention and your focus, and like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's just any steam the guy gets, it gets taken away like instantly.
Yeah. Well, it's hard too because they put him in weird programs and they have him say things that I've talked about it, but he says things that he can't deliver on. Like, I'm going to send you to hell. You're going to be in purgatory. That kind of. I mean, if you're just talking about winning fights and matches, that's a different thing. But when you're talking about mysticism and crucifixes and
mind games and control and. Nothing's happening.
So, but I like this more serious approach to Wyatt. So let's talk about that 5-way then. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt. Number 1 contendership for the Universal title at Great Balls of Fire. What's your prediction for this one? Joe, go ahead.
Oh, it's gonna hurt, but Roman Reigns.
You think Roman's doing it, huh?
I mean, you've already got the fact that they're leading into Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor. Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins have had a feud, or you can separate them into different stuff, but just Roman Reigns makes sense not being in the Braun Strowman story anymore.
How long is Strowman out too for?
That was a good question. They said on TV up to 6 months, which means like 8 weeks,
4 to 6 weeks.
So it could be anything like that. So originally it was questionable whether he could be back for Great Balls of Fire. But you never know. He could be, but he's obviously not in this match. But go ahead, Taco.
Yeah, because that's a very good way of getting Roman in the match and then having Strowman come out and fucking just obliviate both of them into nothing and getting, picking up right where he left off if he's able to.
And that's where I was thinking the same thing too, except for he just takes out Roman Reigns before he even gets his opportunity.
I like that they've been building up Finn Balor for this because it really feels like he could be the possible winner.
It's like all arrows are pointing to him. That's why I can't choose him.
But they didn't go with the traditional. He didn't win the match on Monday, which tells you that he's definitely a contender. Because if you win the match, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to lose on the pay-per-view.
It was his move that won the match.
Right, it was his move that won the match. I don't think they're going with Samoa Joe because
that'd be awesome.
It's going to be awesome when it happens, but there's a right time to tell that story. I feel like they still kind of view Lesnar as the heel, or they're calling him the Beast, even though he's way over with everybody. And putting Joe in there as a heel as well, I think would be. That's not something that they would want to do in their eyes. That's why I'm, again, with Paul Heyman just putting Finn Balor over big time last week and him looking great this week but not getting the win. I'm going with him. And again, in the match with Brock Lesnar, I don't see Finn winning it. I would love to see him win, get the win back, get that title back on actual Monday Night Raw. That would be really cool. But I don't think Finn Balor would lose a lot either, losing a good match with Brock Lesnar.
Well, if anything, it's going to get that villainous side back to Lesnar if he just comes out and stops, Balor's dick down like there's no tomorrow.
Right.
Which I feel like would happen.
Seth Rollins, definitely a possibility too, especially losing the match to Reigns on Monday. So him getting some credibility back, winning this 5-way, that's definitely a possibility. I'd be interested to see what would happen in the Rollins versus Brock Lesnar match at goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire. Because I could see this one, if it was Rollins, I could almost see a John Cena-like burial in the match with Lesnar, where it's just Lesnar fucking taking him to Suplex City and just beating the shit out of him. I could definitely
I see that in Balor too. Can get so look at the Randy Orton situation and just turn into a straight up ass whooping.
That would be unfortunate, but because I think those two, and Rollins actually too, especially with that match that Rollins just had with Roman Reigns, I think that both of those guys would have would be capable of having really cool competitive matches
fuck yeah.
with Lesnar. It's just a matter of whether or not Lesnar wants to put in that kind of work.
I say really honest, there's not many bad ways you can go with this,
Right.
truly.
I think my official prediction is Finn.
I love the idea of him being Lesnar's kryptonite in a sense.
Yeah,
With Lesnar saying like, "I fucking knew it was this
and
guy."
how monstrous, how much of a top guy would that instantly make? Not that he already isn't, but I mean, having Finn with a win over Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
I still feel like he's teetering. I
Skyrocket.
think he can easily sink at this point too.
Right, that's the thing. Yeah, if they do a few things wrong with Finn Balor, that
The best save they can do is take him away from Bray Wyatt right now.
Yeah.
As cool as that could be if done correctly, it's just that's going to do him more harm than good. Look, like overall picture with Randy Orton did more harm than fucking good. This guy, he does need a refresher in a sense. Keep doing what you're doing, but I don't know. They need to trust him more. Keep him strong.
That is
really...
one saving grace that happened from the Braun Strowman injury is that he didn't go right into the program with Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I forgot about that, and I fear that they go back to that because I don't think that would be.
Well, that's what Joe was saying. Was just everyone kind of has these set up programs right now. It's like. But, it's WWE's fashion to be like, fuck what you already knew. We're changing it up a bit. So let's hope they go that route.
All right, Ambrose versus Miz for the Intercontinental title. If Ambrose gets DQ'd, he will lose the Intercontinental title. What is your prediction on this one?
Predictions.
I really hope that he loses and the strap is back on the Miz because he's done absolutely nothing for me with that strap on him.
Agreed.
So you both want to see it back on Miz,
But I want to see it. As weird as that sounds, with the stipulation, I want to see him win it clean.
that would be interesting. I mean, it would make sense. It would almost make sense for Miz to do something dastardly that the ref doesn't see, and then get the
Maurice
win.
can come out and
Exactly.
her typical stuff.
Right.
I love that idea though because it's honestly one of the matches that's getting the most heat online is them like doing how you fucking gonna do a regular match at Extreme. Well, they've done it before, but
Right.
if Miz and Ambrose they know each other pretty well by now, so if they can't come out and like almost steal the show on a straight wrestling match, what the fuck you guys doing? Just keep them separated then.
Right, yeah.
But
I don't think
it's just
a big
the belt. The belt was always, it was meaningful on the Miz. It really isn't on Ambrose.
That's the thing is, I'm still, for some reason, I don't know why, I'm still like on this Ambrose ride. Like I like the idea of him holding the title for a long time.
I like what he does with it. It just doesn't seem special. It's
Right,
not attention
yeah.
grabbing.
I completely understand what you guys are saying, but for some reason I'm just locked on. Like I want Ambrose to keep it for some reason. I'm just a mark for Miz.
Ambrose.
I think I'm more of a mark for Miz. Just Miz's heel stuff. He's such a good heel that I'm like fuck the Miz. So I think that's part of it too.
That's kind of why I love his ring work because it is so heelish, and having that belt on him is gonna fucking make it even worse.
It makes,
but in the good way, though.
It makes people want it. Technically, you want people to take it away from him. It gives other people opportunities. Just having the belt on him opens up opportunities, and that it makes sense.
So, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss with the kendo stick on a pole match for the women's title. Like I said, I'm not even going to address the thing from Monday, This Is Your Life. It was so bad, I literally turned Raw off. But is Bayley going to be capable of getting Extreme, or is one kendo stick shot to the back going to take her out just like happened on Monday after that awful segment?
Joe?
I don't want Bliss to lose the belt for one in this situation. I don't think Bayley's still not ready. She still hasn't won me over in the main roster, whereas Bliss is completely over. She can work with anybody, at least on the mic, and fuck this match. Fucking kendo stick on a pole match.
Honey, that's so cute.
But I see Bliss walking out with the title still.
All right, Taco?
Yeah, see, I'm not too upset over this match. This is definitely one of those matches where I see, people are more complaining about the Ambrose Miz match over this stipulation. But, it's a challenge for these women to overcome. In such a weird match, it's a kendo stick on a pole, whatever. It's not the worst thing we've seen in WWE. Bliss needs to win, and we need to move on from Bayley right now. I'm kind of over this shit.
I'm still on the
Send
Bayley.
her ass to fucking 205.
I'm still on the Bayley train just a little bit because they've told a good story with her. They're just not doing things right in order for her to get over and stay over.
Since her main roster debut, though.
Right, exactly. And I don't blame her. I think it's the stuff that they're giving her, and they're putting her in situations where she can't get over doing what she does. Mm-hmm. But look at the story. So she overcame except
for last night's story.
She overcame the odds at WrestleMania and kept the title there, finally beating Charlotte with the pay-per-view streak before WrestleMania. And then when Alexa Bliss won the belt, it was a fluky win by kicking out of a move and Bayley getting sent into the post and her hitting the DDT. Then it was the rematch for Bayley on Raw where the kendo stick thing became involved, and here we have, and that's where we're at now with the kendo stick match. So I think the story that they've been telling is, can Bayley get extreme? I predict that she does get extreme, and but I don't. I predict her getting extreme, but I don't see them taking the title off of Bliss. I like the story of Bayley winning it back, but I'm with you guys. I just don't feel it right now, and Bliss is on fire, just killing it right now.
Exactly, she's killing it. Bayley had her big. She had a WrestleMania moment. A lot of people can't say that they're within their first 6 months of a main roster debut.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's keep what she's doing. I mean, compare it to the Smackdown, the women's division right now.
All right, then Cesaro and Sheamus take on the Hardys for the tag team titles in a cage match. Taco, what do you say about this one?
Predictions.
I fucking don't like tag team matches and cage matches. First guy to jump out, it's a handicap match. So, it's just like, who's going to be the first team to really jump out to get their ass beat?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't remember the last time I saw a tag team match in a cage. Do both team members have to escape the cage for the escape clause?
That's usually what it is.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I hate the escape clause anyway in a tag match, or in a cage match, especially the door escape is the worst. It's got to be the Hardys keeping them here.
Yeah,
so.
It's keep them on the Hardys. I definitely,
I'll definitely advocate this one. I think Cesaro is going to take it.
Do you want an old-fashioned, Joe? I'll give you an old-fashioned right across the face.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh?
They lost to him in the Hardys match, and technically this isn't the Hardys match. It's a cage match, and it works for them, but I see just... I see them both. I just see it getting more violent for Cesaro. It's just going to work better in their favor, I think.
I like that idea, and it really gets. I agree, Cesaro. I like the team. They're over with me.
Mm-hmm. Their fucking jackets. I want one so bad.
The jackets are hot, and I like the idea of. I've talked about it before on the show. The idea of Sheamus brogue kicking Matt Hardy so hard that he breaks him again.
I was just about to say, and this is the good way of Jeff escaping, isolate Matt in there, do their fucking damage to him. Jeff Hardy comes back, fucking does a big swanton off the fucking cage. They fucking jack off in the sunset.
Yeah, I like that. Let's. I like that. I'm changing my mind. I'm going with Joe. Let's get the titles on Sheamus and Cesaro and break the fuck out of the Hardys.
Let's do it.
I'm going with it. That's what I want.
Them up.
All right. Rich Swann's teaming up with Sasha Banks versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox in a mixed tag. Boy, I'm just going with Swann and Sasha Banks here.
I actually like the idea of this bringing in some bigger names into 205 a little bit. Let's hope they get some success from this. But yeah, I'm with you. They kind of got to win this one.
Yeah. Joe?
Because I was not on, dude. You're fucking jumping the gun.
Sasha
what an old-fashioned Joe.
God damn it. Sasha Banks.
What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh?
Noam Dar. Yeah, Noam Dar.
Austin Aries versus Neville for the Cruiserweight title in a submission match. Does Austin Aries finally win the title? My prediction. Yes, Austin Aries gets the title here finally with the last chancery over Neville.
I think it'll be match of the night.
It better be. The tough thing is that it is a submission match, so you don't have the drama of near falls. Now, if you've been watching Best of the Super Juniors, lots of good drama with submissions, though. So, and I think these two are good at it.
They definitely can pull it off.
Yeah, so, Taco, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to be rooting for Austin Aries in this one, big time.
Joe, did you give an official prediction there?
I did not, but I'm going A-double.
All right, so we're all going Austin Aries. Let's finish the feud with Neville and move on.
This
what about the... Go ahead.
Oh, this I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch that Table for Three with Cornette, Bischoff, and Hayes.
No, I did not.
Honestly, not that great. You know, everyone's thinking, "Ooh, we get some juicy shit out of it."
You never do on that show.
It was worth a watch. It was pretty cool, but at the end they kind of gave their fantasy picks, and I liked Cornette's a lot. Actually, he said he would like to book Samoa Joe against Brock Lesnar in a submission match. And I was like, dude, that would actually be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of submission matches, all right. What about the TJP factor? And yeah, you're right. They are calling him just TJP now. Whatever. But what about that factor with Neville promising him a title shot if he helps him get over the Austin Aries hump? Does TJP get involved here? And what do you think there?
I think you keep him as a heel, but just have him turn on Neville, too. I mean, just you get another heel out of the factory. You can have Neville and TJP feuding a little bit and have Austin Aries start a new feud with whoever's going to be number one contender.
Right on. The only other thing I've got for possible Extreme Rules matches R-Truth versus Goldust. Now, I didn't see them officially announce a match on Raw, but I imagine, and I didn't look to see if it was on .com or anything else.
I see nothing
but it
about
looks
that.
like they're building up to these two. Could just be a TV feud. But if they do this match, I think Goldust gets the win. It feels like they're building him up for something, even if it's just to be a mid-card loser at some other point.
I hope it's one... See, that's actually another reason why I want the strap back on a Miz. Battle for that Hollywood image because he's really pushing that again.
24-karat gold pictures.
I definitely want to see Goldberg. Fuck! Goldust have one last run, especially with the Intercontinental Championship. It'd be really cool, especially he's got to be winding down his career soon.
Yeah, but again, he's in some of the best shape of his
100%,
life.
Yeah.
And with the minimal schedule he's worked the last few years too. He's definitely
he's
ready.
Been clean and good.
He's been ready. He's ready for a nice little summer program with somebody. So yeah, Miz is a good one, even though they're both kind of heels or whatever. But I think you put Goldust out there with the Miz. I think everybody's pulling for Goldust. I think.
Right.
What do you think there, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a match, Goldust is taking it. It's if anything, it's an excuse to knock R-Truth off of TV to set him up for his game show.
All right, well, the only other things I wanted to touch on from Raw was the Corey Graves mysterious phone call and going away to tell Kurt Angle about something. Now was
Seth Rollins' dick pic.
Was that tied in to the Enzo attacks, do you think? Because later in the show, Big Cass comes out and gets in Corey Graves' face for insinuating that he thinks that Cass had something to do with the attacks. So was it something like that? But I liked Angle was reacting like, "Oh boy, I better get my shit together, otherwise there's." It
was actually it was Corey Graves. He got a text from David Otunga on the set with Rikishi, and Rikishi said that he did it for The Rock. Let me get that one. But no, there was.
Yeah.
If you think about it, though, there was at one point Corey Graves said that he wanted to shake the hand of the man that did this, and Enzo comes out and shakes his hand. I don't know if fucking WWE's doing some good foreshadowing shit or whatnot, but the little mysteries they've been doing like that, I hope it's not Cass. It seems so fucking obvious that it is him, but I don't know.
Well, they do the second attack this week happened, and he's Enzo's laying there on top of those loud poles that they keep in the back. Mm-hmm. And what's her name interviews the Revival. They of course deny it. I like the thing that where Angle says, "Hey, look, I know it wasn't the Revival. I saw them leave earlier." Cass is like, "Well, what, they can't leave and come back and da da da." So I like that whole angle. Plus, it was funny because when Graves got distracted and left, then the Drifter comes out. So we didn't have Corey Graves and Seth incessantly complaining about the Drifter. So maybe it was the Drifter. He's tired of Corey Graves bitching about him, so he gets Graves off commentary for a match so he can go out there and squash poor Jack Evans.
Nah, it's Nia Jax. She's got the hots for Cass. We know it.
That could be, too.
She's like, Cass, back that ass.
Speaking of Nia Jax, whatever happened to her? Wasn't she supposed to be out there helping Alexa Bliss?
Oh, she tweeted out about Smackdown tonight saying, I'm glad to see SmackDown's using all of their talent every Tuesday.
Throwing some shit.
Exactly, a key word there. Talent.
Yeah. Well, speaking of missing talent on SmackDown, what the hell happened to Rusev? He was supposed to come back like 2 weeks ago, and American Alpha have been missing in action like for forever. That's insane. Well, let's get right into the SmackDown.
SmackDown Live.
Players, I'm going to make this a tag team match.
I would be remiss if I did not bring up the Michael Jordan signs that have been popping up lately.
Tremendous.
I don't know if these started in Chicago or not, but I just happened to notice that last night on Raw, somebody had a sign that said, Jordan didn't dive, or Jordan never...
Flop.
Flop, that's right. Jordan never flops. And then somebody tonight had a sign that said, yeah, but, or what was it?
Yeah, but Jordan pushed off.
Right, Jordan pushed off, though. So I like that there's battling signs. So keep bringing your Michael Jordan signs to different shows, and we'll keep following that here on the show. Good SmackDown tonight. We had a good main event: Dolph Ziggler versus AJ Styles. I got to be honest with you, I was kind of expecting Ziggler to get the win here.
Yeah,
just because it was
hometown crowd.
Hometown crowd. Yeah, there was that factor with AJ Styles. Ziggler having the competitive match with Shinsuke Nakamura, but losing, and Dolph Ziggler desperately needing a win going into this Money in the Bank situation. So, but again, it was a good competitive match.
Yep.
I don't think AJ Styles loses anything here by losing the match.
No.
So yeah, I don't know. Any other thoughts on that?
Fuck that. AJ Styles getting beat by Ziggler in Atlanta. For me, that it takes a little bit of momentum away from him. For me, whether he's AJ Styles or not, that was just bullshit.
There is a bit of a bullshit factor there, definitely.
Old fashioned Joe.
We had the holla holla moment at the beginning of the show, and I can never find my holla anymore. I thought I put it. I was supposed to put it somewhere.
Did you check your butt?
Holla!
I put it somewhere convenient where I would be able to find it.
I'm going to make this a tag team match.
We had the tag team match: Zayn and Nakamura taking on Baron Corbin and Kevin Owens right off the bat because of the 20-minute promo that they did at the beginning. Zayn and Nakamura get the win. Kinshasa over Kevin Owens, and we're going to get Nakamura versus Kevin Owens one-on-one for what they say is the first time ever. Next week on SmackDown. Now go on your YouTube, kids, and see if you can find Kevin Steen versus Nakamura from the Hammerstein Ballroom for Ring of Honor.
Totally different guy.
Hell of a match.
I'm changing my answer to Neville.
Because you're watching what's going on 205 Live now?
Yeah, I'm going to go Neville.
Okay. We'll note that in the log. So let's see. The Usos and the New Day promo. Wow, how good was that?
So awesome.
The Usos are killing it on the mic these days. With the New Day coming out, just fucking those two back and forth on promos. I'm looking forward to over the next few weeks, building up to this Money in the Bank match.
It shows you just, Big E was actually just talking about that they have a very long leash in the back, in the back of with their scripts and all that kind of stuff. And if they don't like something, they definitely will rewrite it and whatnot. And I'm assuming that the Usos kind of have not as much leniency, but still you can tell they're getting a lot of leniency what they say on the mic now too. But it's captivating everyone right now, and it's just so awesome seeing these two groups right now have the freedom just to go out and fucking run with these characters, and they're both completely fucking different worlds, and it's working.
And just comparing that to like the 20 minutes of bullshit at the beginning of the show where it's Kevin Owens droning on and on and on, and then Shinsuke comes out but never talks, but then Baron Corbin comes out and he talks for a while, and on and on and on, where it's just these two teams going back and
forth.
The thing at the beginning of the show, it feels just so scripted and bullshit, whereas just the New Day and Usos thing, it feels a little bit put together, like they all kind of knew what was going to go on.
They
beforehand.
got pinpoints to go out there and nail them.
But they just went out there and were themselves. It felt like more. And so I just really enjoyed running the show.
We run this show like track star.
So,
Honey, that's so cute.
yeah, just killing it. And speaking of promos, the Randy Orton promo, I kind of liked that.
That's the Randy Orton we need.
Yeah. And again, it didn't feel as scripted. Orton was engaged with it. You know, he was talking about the family history, how respect is earned, and Jinder hasn't earned any respect. Him out there doing the thing with the Singh brothers. Fucking Jinder comes on the screen, and Randy's like, fuck this guy. He's on the screen. He can't be out here to fight. And I look, Jinder doing his thing on the screen kind of sucked. It was just more Jinder doing what he's told or whatever. The fucking Singh brothers with that synchronized clap.
Perfect.
I don't know if
beautiful.
I don't know if that's a Bollywood thing or not. I'm completely ignorant when it comes to that. But part of me is just hoping like that they were just like, hey, let's just do a synchronized clap just because we can. There we go. Get it synchronized. Tamina. So the getting right into the women's match. So they all came out to do the number one contenders 5-way elimination, which we were all looking forward to. Ends up being a brawl. No match ever happens. Shane comes out and turns it into the
God, that referee was such a fucking wiener.
Come on, you guys, get in the ring. I gotta start the match.
Get in.
Get in. Yeah. He's a really whiny referee. But Shane making it the heavily rumored to be Money in the Bank ladder match. First time ever for the women's side. Very cool. But how about Tamina's music? Now, I thought that was a new thing. But apparently, this thing, according to this...
She's been gone a long time.
I was going to say, I don't remember this song, but apparently...
We should have got fucking Rock to do the song.
But yeah, apparently that song is like 4 years old. So
She's been injured for 2, and then on teams for another 2 years.
Right, the Team Bad thing for the longest time. So yeah, it's been a who fought it there. I don't know. Let's see what else from SmackDown. We talked about the promo. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, we had Fashion Files.
Fashion Files.
How are you guys
going old school?
How you guys feeling about the Fashion Files at this point?
I'm okay with doing the Fashion Files, but we can lean down a little on the comedy during the matches. I want to actually see them wrestle. They're fun to watch wrestle. We don't need Walt the janitor showing up and shit like that. I like the vignettes in the back. I mean, if they just keep changing it up a little bit and keep it going, I don't mind.
Taco?
I'm actually loving it. It's getting them over. It's getting them some more exposure that they definitely need right now. It definitely sucks not having American Alpha on the TV, but they weren't getting over, and they got a fucking pinfall on Randy Orton. So it's just give these guys a chance. Tyler Breeze, he try to get him to get up there. Fandango's been through the mud a little bit, and he never really hit off. So yeah, fucking keep him going. People are loving it.
Right on, yeah, I'm with you. And again, I miss American Alpha, but they just weren't doing them right. They need to do something different. I don't know what it is, but from the way that they were presented on NXT that got them over, they didn't do that at all on SmackDown Live, and it just didn't work. So they got to do something to get them over because they're awesome.
Yep.
So I don't know. All right, let's change the subject. Let's talk a little bit of Lucha Underground.
Change the subject.
Now, Lucha Underground's coming back this week. The mid-season finale was way back in January. They were building up to the all-night-long match, which is...
Oh, girl.
That's basically your Iron Man match for Lucha Underground. They go all night long, and it was going to
all night long,
and it was going to be
all night.
The Mac versus Johnny Mundo. On the promo on the mid-season finale, Mundo says he's the only star of Lucha Underground. He says he's beat everyone to become the champion. Thanks Worldwide Underground for supporting him. He says Mac doesn't deserve to be in the same ring as him and doesn't have the body to go all night long. So that's going to be coming up soon. Again, Cage won that match and won that
Power Glove.
The Power Glove, the gauntlet from Dario. The beginning of this episode of Lucha Underground, the last episode of Lucha Underground, Dario's associate, Mr. Delgado, is excited to see the gauntlets in action. Dario says that Cage likes them and they make him powerful, but he doesn't know that they're draining his power. And then we all remember when Dario actually gave Cage the gauntlet after winning his match.
Well, what'd I win? What is that? The hell is that?
It's my dick in a box.
Pretty cool, huh? No, not really.
Don't be fooled. This
Dick in a box.
has powers beyond your wildest imaginations.
You can't be. You know what? No thanks. I'm not that much of a
Dick in a box.
guy. Sorry.
Okay, fine. You don't want it. But do me a favor, Cage. Would you at least
Make her open the box.
So that happened. But yeah, no, it was like a crazy gauntlet glove thing, a power glove, as you said, Taco, that
The Nintendo Power Glove.
gives him some extra powers. Not that Cage needs it. The guy is a machine anyway.
Well, he has like that extra big hog in his pants, so he needs something to grip that.
And then the mid-season finale featured a match between the Monster Matanza versus El Dragon Azteca Jr. in a death match. Matanza slams El Dragon Azteca through the bleachers, which effectively ended the match by killing El Dragon Azteca. Ref calls for the bell after he throws him through the bleachers. Rey Mysterio Jr. showed up after that, and Matanza attacks Rey Mysterio Jr. and backdrops Matanza through the roof. Whatever that means. So Lucha Underground's back this week. I don't know if they're going all night long this week or whatever, but that kind of gets you caught up on a little bit of those storylines there.
Yeah, it is the all night long episode.
So there you go, Mac and Johnny Mundo going all night long for the Lucha Underground Championship. So that should be pretty cool. Let's talk some NXT.
Change the subject.
Just kind of touching on a couple of things in NXT. Aleister Black getting a big win over Kurt Hawkins.
Huge win.
Huge. This guy is over as fuck. I just love
Kurt Hawkins?
No, Aleister Black. I just really enjoy everything he's doing.
Yeah, man.
Question is, can he talk? Does it matter?
Doesn't fucking matter.
No, not at all.
So,
I hope he fucking talks in like weird tongues. I remember be like, "What the fuck is he saying?" Because dude, just.
It's one of those things, too. If you think about it, maybe he can talk, maybe he can't, who knows? But if this guy was on SmackDown, the first thing that they would do would be throw him out there for a 20-minute promo with, Shinsuke Nakamura or something. It's like, what are you doing?
You should still do that, but just have him sit there in the pose the whole time.
That would be cool, too, the cross-legged, arms crossed thing. I love that flip that he does, fucking into the sitting cross-legged and arms crossed. Kind of reminds me, Shibata never did a flip like that, but he would often sit cross-legged with his arms crossed and challenge a guy to come on and hit me, motherfucker. Go ahead.
I don't know, like, hopefully down the road we can get him with Ascension doing something maybe with that fucking weird satanic shit. Like, I'm going like weird mode right now. Like, kidnap fucking Bray Wyatt and make him straight again. Like,
you never know. Ember Moon cut another empty arena promo. This one was a little bit better than the first one.
This is stealing like her thunder for me. Like, I don't like him.
She sounds like a whiny little 13-year-old girl who's having troubles with her friends at school.
Well, there's that.
Well, just that she's very mysterious looking and supposed to be, I don't know, like Emperor Moon to me, like you raised from this weird garden to come wrestle or some crazy shit. Yeah, we see you in the back room, but I don't know, there's just like something weird and mysterious. And then when I see her cutting promos in an empty arena and crying in the bleachers, it's like, it doesn't seem like Ember Moon to me, but, like, I don't know, I like that mystique she had.
Velveteen Dream made his, quote, debut, even though he's wrestled on NXT before.
Debut.
As the other thing. What was the name again? I should have wrote it down. Who cares? He beat Robert Anthony with a top rope elbow. He's athletic. He looks great. He looks very green.
Very.
The crowd wasn't into it was too gimmicky for the crowd. Finally, the main event was Drew McIntyre versus Wesley Blake with his new Texas gimmick. He shows resiliency and fighting spirit, and this was more competitive than I expected going in.
Yeah.
Same reaction I had. And again, it's from probably not working together too much, but they were a little clunky.
Sure.
But both of them had solid offense for a match I was expecting McIntyre to just dominate from top to bottom.
All right, let's get into before we get into Ring of Honor and Best of Super Juniors, we not only have to change the subject, but we need to change the show. We are doing a double show.
I still choose Neville.
What now?
I still choose Neville.
Okay, well, I'm glad to.
I changed my mind. I'm going to go with Neville now since since he's going with Neville.
So we're changing the show. We're starting Strong Honor.
Old-fashioned
Listen up, wrestling fans.
That's right. It's Strong Honor. This week on the bestprowrestlingpodcast.com and thefanspodcast.com. I'm Tommy Stryker. Taco is here.
Yep.
Joe is here.
Maybe.
And if you're still listening to us on the Best Pro Wrestling Podcast, that's cool too. We're doing a double issue,
I'm
double
still
show.
about to give Joe an old-fashioned.
We're doubling up on that, and we're
Kiss
going
my
to
championship ring.
we got a lot to talk about this week. Ring of Honor and the Best of the Super Juniors. The tournament is almost over. As of the time of this recording, there are 2 more shows left. One for the A block, one for the B block, and then of course the finals. But we'll get into all of that here in a little bit. But let's we got a big Ring of Honor show this week. They're finally caught up to what happened on the pay-per-view a couple of weeks later. So we got to talk about what happened on Ring of Honor. We had highlights from the villain Marty Scurll joining the Bullet Club after firing Adam Cole. The Young Bucks come out and introduce Marty Scurll and plug their the Being the Elite YouTube show. Scurll wants to have a tea party with Marty, but he demands that the tea comes out, but instead Adam Cole comes out instead. He says the Bullet Club made a big mistake by getting rid of the only ROH 3-time champ. And then Hangman Page makes a challenge and says he will end his Ring of Honor career, and we're going to get that match on next week's Ring of Honor show, Hangman Page versus Adam Cole. Then it was David Starr versus Josh the Goods Woods. Remember, David Starr attacked Josh the Goods Woods after his winning of the Top Prospect tournament. David Starr was wrestling in his hometown here in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena, but he's kind of supposed to be a heel. Or at least that's kind of how he comes across. But the crowd was behind him. He was a better wrestler. The crowd was not with Josh the Goods Woods. Josh Woods is decent, but again, green. But he did get the win here with a knee to the face and a knee bar. So there's that. Punishment Martinez, we got some highlights from him, a quick little video package, decent little thing there. Then it was Silas Young cutting a promo on Jay Lethal. They showed some highlights of Silas Young beating Jay Lethal clean on a house show, and then showed more highlights of when Silas Young attacked Jay Lethal during the commercial TV shoot that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that happened on a couple of weeks back, or happened on a previous Ring of Honor show. So those two had their little back and forth. Lethal comes out. He limps out because he's selling the knee from the attack and some other matches. And he challenges Silas to a match, but Silas says, no, it's going to be the Beer City Bruiser. So it was Beer City Bruiser and Jay Lethal in a match. Decent match. Beer City Bruiser, of course, works the leg. Lethal suplexes the Beer City Bruiser after several attempts. Dives onto the Bruiser, the Beer City Bruiser off the top rope to the floor, and then immediately attacks Silas Young. Silas, of course, attacks him back, causing the disqualification, and the big brawl ensues between those two. Silas and the Beer City Bruiser team up on attacking Jay Lethal, and Bobby Fish comes out to make the save. So holla holla, I'm sure we'll get a tag team match at some point between those four.
I did like how Lethal, just in the middle of it, was like, why the fuck am I fighting Beer City? Fucking just starts taking Silas Young out.
Right, yeah, that was awesome.
It's just like, why the fuck am I doing
this?
Hits
the big dive, and there's Silas Young. I'm going to fuck this guy up. Because Silas Young was out there on commentary.
And who honestly cares about the Beer City Bruiser?
Whoa.
Right. And we forgot
so much hate.
And we forgot about this awesome, since it was Silas Young on commentary, as soon as he sat down on the commentary team.
How you doing this evening, gentlemen?
Gentlemen!
He's got that great Muppet voice, right?
Yep.
You talked about that. And what would he look like if he was a Muppet?
He looked like himself, just furrier.
That big old mustache.
I picture him like one of those yellow Muppets with like an orange mustache.
I know.
Do I have any beer in my mustache?
So then we had highlights of Christopher Daniels retaining his Ring of Honor World title at best in the world. Then Cody comes out and cuts a good heel promo. He complains about losing. He says management doesn't want a free agent as champion, and he claims that since he had Lethal in the figure 4, that Lethal's shoulders were down, and therefore Cody pinned Jay Lethal, so it should be Cody as a winner.
It's true.
So then Cody took on Frankie Kazarian in a decent TV match here. Cody does win with the Crossroads. He cuts him off, Frankie, in the beginning of the match with a beer to the face from one of the fans. He accidentally kicks a crew member sitting at ringside, and then they do a splash onto the same crew member, the poor guy, knocked out at ringside. Hits a slingshot cutter for a near fall. Kazarian does. Gets a unique submission on Cody. A loud "Let's Go Cody" chants, I thought, for Philadelphia. I thought Cody was a little more over than I expected here. How do you guys feel about Cody and the push he's getting in Ring of Honor?
I like it. I like him as a heel. He just knows how to push every button he can. He can push the wrestlers' buttons, the fans' buttons. He even involves the commentators when he feels like it.
Is Cody the right guy to be in the main event picture, and do you see Cody taking the title from Jay Lethal at some point?
You mean Christopher Daniels?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Christopher Daniels.
I do, but I don't. I like that he actually, left the WWE. He's doing this Cody tour, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that he got the TNA or Impact thing out of the way right away. So that was fun. But
his wife is still on there, maybe, but
she might be. I don't know.
He was actually on there last time I watched. Like I checked it out, like skimmed through some stuff maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I think he was on there.
Wow.
So yeah. Anyway,
but yeah, I dig that he's in the main event picture on Ring of Honor. It's definitely helping these guys too get some more bigger names to face. So fuck it, it's awesome.
Yeah, I like what he's doing, the indie scene, all of that. But him being a main event guy in Ring of Honor, it just still doesn't feel quite right to me.
That's kind of why I like it, because it's like the big bad, WWE guys coming in and coming on our fucking turf. So, but he backs it up in the ring. So it's he's fighting his place.
To me though, that's where he lacks. Like his in ring, it's a little too Miz to me.
Yeah.
Just that soft Miz, Cody Rhodes WWE style.
All right.
It just doesn't. To me,
it's gonna better him in the long run though.
For sure.
I just hate the disaster kick.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of what's his finisher, the Crossroads. I'm not.
See, that's funny because I'm not a big fan of those type of moves where you have to put a guy in an awkward position from behind and they're fucking ragdolling whatever. But the way he was able to put who did the fucking face?
Frankie Kazarian.
Frankie, yeah. Like the way the way he put him into it though was just with the flips and shit. How they just maneuvered it was awesome. I thought so.
Right on.
I don't know. It's good.
All right, let's get into New Japan and the Best of the Super Juniors tournament.
King of Sport. New Japan Pro Wrestling.
So at the time of this recording, there are 2 nights left in the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. One night for the A block, one night for the B block. By the time you hear this show, the A block show on the 31st has probably already happened. The other one is on June 1st, and then the finals take place on June 3rd. So last time we talked, we left off with night 6 from the tournament, so we'll get you all caught up. We'll go over all the matches, the results, and then we'll talk about the standings and the possibilities of who could win and who needs to win and who needs to lose in order for other people to win, because there's lots of interesting possibilities. So night 7 for the B block, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, who has 4 wins, took on Tiger Mask, also with 4 wins. So again, 2 people facing each other, with the winner getting an advantage in the standings. Kanemaru got the win. They, of course, attacks before the bell. Suzuki Gun bullshit. Tiger Mask hits a Tiger Driver for a near fall, but Taichi attacks with the whiskey bottle again, gets a near fall out of that. And then that near fall and then that whiskey bottle nonsense does lead to the finish with Kanemaru getting the win and then unmasking Tiger Mask after, and the Young Boys coming in and covering up Tiger Mask. Then it was Volador Jr. with 2 points taking on El Desperado with 6. Volador does get a win here with the reverse flying head scissors. Lucha stuff early in the match, both of these guys luchadors, so entertaining stuff back and forth there. Then the Desperado takes it into the crowd, Suzuki Gun style there. Late Volador has a submission. Desperado attacks the ref and taps out to break the hold, so the ref is down. A lot of ref bumps in these Suzuki Gun matches, and he taps out to break the submission that he's into. Of course, the ref doesn't see it because he's down. He gets a chair, but eats a super kick with the chair, so leading to Volador getting the victory there.
There is too much of the Suzuki Gun bullshit going on. I'm not even technically watching the tournament, and just from you describing the different times that this has happened, this would annoy the piss out of me in this tournament.
I 100% at this point, after seeing all of it, and granted, like a lot of these are on the house shows that are not necessarily supposed to be for the grander audience, but nevertheless, we're watching them on New Japan World. And I think if New Japan wants to get over in the United States, especially with these G1 specials in the United States coming up, they need to, and I don't think Suzuki Gun is coming, thank goodness, but they really need to dial down on bullshit in matches, even with the Bullet Club, especially with the Bullet Club, because that's what differentiates New Japan for a lot of American watchers.
Is that what's getting them more attention, though, too?
Yeah, I mean, the Bullet Club stuff gets them attention just because they're outrageous, foreigners or whatever. But I think what really gets New Japan over is the awesome competitive wrestling and the seriousness of it.
Well, again, when you see a match focused in on from New Japan, it's always a very serious one-on-one take. You got both of the Will Ospreay Ricochet matches pop up. You can think of the one that they just posted this week with Nakamura and AJ Styles. You go to those matches.
That's the free match this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you go to those types of matches. That's what you remember about New Japan, rather than just honestly, I haven't seen that much Bullet Club stuff besides watching Kenny Omega wrestle really good matches.
Right. That's the thing is good matches, good wrestling presented seriously is what's going to get over, especially on Access TV, where they're known for, broadcasting all that MMA stuff and all of that. So dial down the bullshit, especially in the USA, because that's what's going to differentiate you. What turns a lot of people off from WWE is all the bullshit, all the fake stuff, or the stuff that just jumps out at you as, oh, that's so fake. Whereas, you can put on just awesome matches and have the seriousness stand out to be the alternative. So that's what. All that being said, for some reason, the whiskey bottle shit is just very entertaining to me for this Suzuki Gun stuff. So, and I'll get in. It comes up in multiple matches as we continue to go through here. Ryusuke Taguchi took on Bushi. Taguchi had 4 wins. Bushi had 0 at this point. Bushi does get the win with his MX, which is a second rope code breaker. Bushi hides under the ring after a vicious funky weapon attacks from behind. He attacks him from behind after the vicious funky weapons from Taguchi. Nice back and forth near falls, but Bushi getting his first points in the tournament. Kushida took on Ake, or ACH, because I say that because they pronounced H-H-E in Japan, so it sounds like when they say his name, it's A-C-H-E, so I'm not making fun, I'm just saying it's just kind of funny to me. ACH, he was doing better with me last week. This week he was back to being just kind of a goofball again in his matches this week. So I'm not a fan of him again this week. But again, both guys only having one win going into this match. I fully expected Kushida to be off the schneid with his one win, but again, ACH gets the win here versus Kushida with a lariat / Michinoku driver combination. So ACH getting a much needed win for him, but I was surprised with him getting the win over Kushida. Then it was night 8 for the Tai Chi versus Marty Scurll. Go ahead.
Sorry, but I feel like a lot of these losses will be more heartbreaking for Kushida if he wasn't walking out with the Ring of Honor TV title.
That's the thing too. It's weird that they put the Ring of Honor title on him and he lost a bunch of matches. But I think there's still a story that they're telling with Kushida too, and we'll get into that more as we talk about where the standings are here at the end. But again, night 8 with the A block, Tai Chi versus Marty Scurll. Scurll with 6 points, Tai Chi with 4. Tai Chi picking up the surprise win here, but again, a lot more Suzuki gun bullshit, attacking before the bell, distracting the referee. Scurll tries to use the umbrella. Tai Chi gets thrown in the ring by Scurll, but rolls all the way across the ring to the other side to go out of the ring. Takes the fight into the crowd. They use chairs, more bullshit. They use the bell hammer, distracting the referee. Tai Chi wins with a low blow and a super kick and a leverage roll-up. So now both guys tied at 6 points with 3 wins each. Then it was Ricochet versus Jushin Thunder Liger. I gave this one 2.5 stars. All the Jushin Thunder Liger matches have been very entertaining.
How's my man doing?
We'll talk about that in a second here. Ricochet did beat Jushin Thunder Liger with 3 head kicks and a unique face buster. Ricochet's really incorporated this new finisher of his with the 3 kicks to the head and then the unique face buster kind of a finisher. So just something different from Ricochet, not doing the big top rope shooting star press for a finisher. So doing something a little safer on this smaller show. So good stuff from Ricochet. Good mat wrestling early. Liger with the Shote palm strike for a near fall. Hit the Thez press for a near fall. Goes for interesting to note, it's a Ricochet match. No top rope moves here. And no big dives, no crazy flippy spots either. So this was more of just a straight up match.
Good.
But
needs that.
Right, but again, another good match from Jushin Thunder Liger, but Ricochet does get the win. Taka Michinoku versus Hiromu Takahashi. Hiromu Takahashi playing the role of babyface here, being the big over guy in Los Ingobernables de Japón, but just kind of default because Taka Michinoku, the heel, the Suzuki gun bullshit. Again, Hiromu goes for this big sunset bomb to the floor, but Taka, who is coming, motherfucker, Taka is coming. He counters the sunset bomb attempt to the floor with an eye poke, of course. They fight outside. Taka works the leg on the post, but Hiromu Takahashi, current IWGP champion, of course, gets the win with the time bomb. Somewhat predictably, I didn't think Taka Michinoku would get a victory over the current IWGP champion. Then the big match from night 8, we got to watch this one, the 3 of us earlier today. Dragon Lee with 6 points taking on Will Ospreay, also with 6 points, so 3 wins for each in the tournament. Thought this was a very good match. And again, with both guys with 3 wins, this is an important win going forward. Getting to that 8-point mark is very important in the tournament. I gave the match 3.5 stars. Flips I put with an explanation point at the beginning of the match. Lee counters the pose that Ospreay does after a flip with a drop kick to the face, finally. Ospreay hits a running shooting star to the floor. A unique late dive sequence from both guys. Ospreay kicks out of the Del Rio double stomp and the superplex power bomb. And then he wins with the Revolution kick and the Os Cutter. After, Ospreay lays both flags, his flag from Great Britain and Dragon Lee's from Mexico, on the ground or on the mat as a sign of respect after the match. So I gave it, like I said, 3.5 stars. A good match. Any thoughts from about Dragon Lee and Ospreay?
I've just been really enjoying any of the Dragon Lee stuff that I can get to. Like I said, when we were watching it, I haven't seen much, but the few matches I've seen through Ring of Honor with them and CMLL have been really fun. I think he was involved with a 4-way #1 contenders match in Ring of Honor for the TV title, and he blew everyone away. So it's just, I don't know. And Ospreay, I mean, he's Ospreay.
Yeah, anytime he's in there, it's like, oh my God. So then the B block on night 9, this from May 27th. El Desperado taking on ACHE. 6 points versus 4 points here. ACH getting another win, so
motherfucker,
tying up, getting 6 points for ACH. He wins with the Fisherman's Slam. Then it was Volador Jr. with 4 points, taking on Bushi with his lowly 2 points at this point. So just one win for Bushi versus Volador's 2. Bushi gets the win with the MX Lucha spots early in the match. Bushi uses a chair on the leg outside of the match. Impressive top rope Rana with Volador caught in the ropes at one point in the match from Bushi. Then Volador does kick out of the top rope Spanish fly, and then Bushi, like I said, getting the win with his MX. So now both Bushi and Volador with 2 wins and 4 points. Then a very entertaining match, Ryusuke Taguchi taking on Tiger Mask. Both of these guys had 4 points. We had the opportunity to watch this match as a group here. I thought this was entertaining because of what they did. So they do a fist bump at the beginning. Tiger Mask wants to shake his hand, but Taguchi demands the fist bump. This tends to kind of confuse Tiger Mask a little bit, but he eventually does bump fists.
I believe it was a double fist bump.
Yes, a double fist bump with both fists. Now, oftentimes in these competitive matches with the mat wrestling and the technical stuff early, you'll see a nice exchange and then a standoff, and the crowd will applaud. So we had a couple of those early in the match, but then Taguchi got a little ridiculous with it. He just started doing rolling around the ring and posing for the standoff, and Tiger Mask is like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And so and then at one point he just starts running the ropes, goes for the standoff move, and so very entertaining, funny stuff from Taguchi. Tiger Mask selling it like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Finally, Tiger Mask starts getting some submission holds on the guy. Nice, it becomes a good competitive match.
Only he pulled out a laser pointer at some point.
Yeah,
Evil, I need your staff.
Right, there you go. It does end up being Taguchi getting the win with the ankle lock. Tiger does get the Tiger Driver in there for a near fall and a backslide for a near fall. So fun stuff, entertaining 2.5 star match. Then it was Kushida versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Kushida still only with 1 win, and Kanemaru with 3. So this was a situation where Kushida really needed a win. I gave this one 3 stars. Kushida did get the win with the Fisherman's Small Package that he calls Back to the Future.
Back to the future.
Again, it was Kanemaru with the attacking before the bell, the Suzuki Gun bullshit. Kushida kicks out of a second rope leaping DDT after the ref gets bumped again. Tai Chi does the whiskey bottle stuff, or Tai Chi goes to spit the whiskey into Kushida's face. Kushida ducks, and then he spits it basically at Kanemaru's crotch, completely missing his face, but it did the damage anyway, and so Kushida ends up getting the win. So a much needed win for Kushida in a fun match for a match with a lot of bullshit. Then night did I do night 9? I thought I did. Yeah, that was night 9. So night 10 for the back to the A block now. A block. Lots of matches this week, folks.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Ricochet took on Taka Michinoku. Ricochet had 6 points go again. Taka still with his lonely 2 points. Ricochet does get the win here with the 3 kicks to the face, and he does a fireman's roundhouse kick to the face for the win. So again, the 3 kicks and then varying what he does for a finisher after the 3 kicks. But that it seems to be he does the 3 kicks and that leads into whatever he's going to finish the guy off with. So Ricochet getting up to 8 points in the A block. That's got to be something big there. Then Jushin Thunder Liger, still winless, taking on Dragon Lee.
Ooh, how'd he do?
Who has 6 points, 3 wins. I gave this match 3 stars. Dragon Lee did get the win with the Del Rio double stomp and the coup de grace. He hit the top rope double stomp to the chest. But again, a 3-star match, a good match. Lee hits a big dive after countering the surfboard attempt early in the match. Jushin Thunder Liger monkey flips Dragon Lee off the apron to the floor, then hits a flip dive off the apron. So Jushin Thunder Liger getting some big flip dives in there. They do a couple of really good near 20 counts. They really work the 20 count outside the ring in the match very well. Liger does hit the Liger bomb for a near fall. Nevertheless, Dragon Lee getting the win. Now, I should address this while it's on my mind. I've heard, and Joe, you've said it yourself, Jushin Thunder Liger winless in the tournament. And it's turning a lot of people off. I've heard people say, oh, Jushin Thunder Liger, he's not winning, so I'm not watching the tournament. Well, if you're not watching the tournament, you're missing all of these awesome Jushin Thunder Liger matches. He has been putting on clinics, great matches, and look, he's
what better way to put over a bunch of young Super Junior stars than to go on a glory, just glory matches. Whether you're winning or losing, you're putting these guys over and you're using your power. You've got only so much left. Why take that with you?
But on that note, seriously, beat Tai Chi. It's your only fucking match left, dude.
Well, yeah, I was going to get to that. He has one match left, and we'll get into more of this when I go through all the standings. But he has the opportunity to play spoiler. A bunch of guys have 8 points. One of them is Tai Chi, and so his last match, Jushin Thunder Liger's, is versus Tai Chi. So if he can stop Tai Chi from getting to 10 points,
him over.
That will stop Tai Chi from winning the tournament. Now we'll get into all the other 8-point ties here in a bit once we get over all the other results. But Jushin Thunder Liger having a hell of a tournament despite the losses. I could see them telling the story that a lot of people wanted if they put Liger in the B block or just a less competitive block. But as soon as I saw that he was in the A block with the likes of the champion, Takahashi, Dragon Lee, Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, and like I did my predictions, I'm like, there's no way Liger is, and even in my predictions, where are my predictions? In my predictions, I got Jushin Thunder Liger with 1 win versus Tai Chi. So and I predicted that before the tournament. So that might be the only one I get completely right across the board, actually. So, yeah. So speaking of Tai Chi, getting back to night 10 on the 28th, he took on Will Ospreay. Ospreay had the 8 points, Tai Chi with 6. So Tai Chi obviously got the win here with the mic stand and the last ride powerbomb. So a surprising win over Will Ospreay. But again, the bullshit, Suzuki gun, the mic stand, the referee distractions, the ref bumping, all of that stuff. The ref gets pulled out on a near fall at one point. So it's just too much with the referee bumping. It's happening it happened twice on the live show. That was night 11 or 12. No, yeah, night 11 for the B block. They did 2 ref bumps in one show. It was just insane. So we'll get to it. But yeah, Tai Chi getting the win there, getting up to 8 points there, putting him in contendership. Then it was Hiromu Takahashi versus Marty Scurll. Big stuff on the line here. Both guys with 6 points. I gave this one 3.5 stars. Takahashi gets the win with the time bomb. They tease the sunset bomb to the floor early in the match. Scurll counters with an arm stomp and works the arm outside. Hiromu Takahashi works... I said it works. Hiromu Takahashi again working babyface in the match. So a unique position for him being part of Los Ingobernables, the big heel faction. But Scurll, Bullet Club, working over the arms and the fingers and doing all that stuff. For the finish, he does get 2 of the finger break spots in after a time bomb attempt. Takahashi escapes the crossface chicken wing and hits his time bomb. Again, 3.5 stars, a very good match for the middle of the tournament. Then night 11 for the B block.
B block.
This was a live show, so we had a full undercard and everything. This was live on New Japan World. So a couple of undercard notes. Hirai Kawato, Joe's favorite, he looked good in a tag match. He demanded a hot tag from Juice Robinson, came in and ran wild, looked great, but he did eventually tap out to Evil. Ray Rowe pinned Tama Tonga in another 6-man tag match after the pop-up power slam from War Machine. So current IWGP champions getting a win over the challengers going into Dominion coming up on 11th, where those two teams will face off with each other. Then it was Chaos versus Bullet Club in another 6-man match. A great finishing sequence, a really good match for a tag match on these shows. And Gedo does tap out to Marty Scurll in that match.
I liked at one point Skrull was getting up in Okada's face, and then he just kind of turned around and went to Omega and was like, he's yours, and then kind of tagged him back in.
And it was cool seeing Omega and Okada facing off, getting a few spots in, teasing their big rematch coming up on the 11th as well. So looking forward to Dominion coming up very quickly here. We're only a couple of weeks away, so... Getting back to the Best of Super Juniors, this again B-Block show for this one.
B-Block!
Tiger Mask with 4 points, taking on El Desperado with 6 points. Tiger Mask gets the win, so getting up to 6 points with the double underhook bridging suplex. El Desperado, again, attacking before the bell, using the chairs outside the ring. Tiger Mask doing a great job selling his knee in the match, and Desperado working over the knee outside the match. Tiger Mask gets a near fall with a crucifix, which was noteworthy because he beat a guy with a crucifix earlier in the tournament, but just getting a near fall here. And then the ref bump again in the match. Desperado goes after Tiger Mask's mask. Tiger Mask gets the win, like I said, and then after the match, he fucking gets in Desperado's face and threatens fucking up his mask. But he does the right thing that a babyface would do, and just lets El Desperado go. So that was a nice little touch afterwards. Then it was Bushi with 4 points, taking on Yoshinobu Kanemaru with 6 points. Another Suzuki Gun match, another ref bump. Bushi stops Taka Michinoku and makes Kanemaru goes and grabs the whiskey after Taka Michinoku gets knocked down, and then he goes to spit the whiskey in the face of Bushi, but Bushi covers his mouth, slaps him in the stomach, effectively making him swallow the whiskey, which distracts Kanemaru, and Bushi ends up getting the win with the MX. And then after
Drinking
the match,
on the job.
And then after the match, Bushi grabs the whiskey, takes a shot himself, and then spits whiskey in Kanemaru's face. So now Bushi up to 6 points in the tournament as well. More Night 11, Volador Jr. taking on ACH. Volador with 4 points, ACH with 6. Volador Jr. gets the win with the standing top rope Hurricane Rana. Insane move. Yes, standing on the top rope. The tippy top. The good handshake before the match. Lots of lucha, a big dive from Volador. ACH hits 5 suicide dives in a row. He misses a top rope 450. ACH does a leaping suplex where superplex actually, where Volador's on the top rope. ACH leaps up there, grabs him, and superplexes him instantly. A very good 3-star match. Probably ACH's best match of the tournament so far. But Volador Jr. getting the win, getting him up to 6 points.
Nice.
Then it was Kushida taking on Ryusuke Taguchi of Taguchi, Japan. Kushida with 4 points, so needing the win, when Taguchi, if he won this match, would have vaulted him up to 8 points in the B block, which would be a very good position. But Kushida does win with the Back to the Future. Very good match between these two. I gave it 4 stars. Nice mat wrestling early. A fun drop-down leapfrog exchange ending with a double funky weapon and double drop kicks. So a fun little standoff between the two there.
Couple of sequences where they're just basically doing the moves back and forth to each other.
Yeah, very good stuff early. He counters the funky weapon off the apron into a cross arm breaker on the floor, working lots of arm submissions in the match. Kushida is. Taguchi goes for 3 amigos on the third one. Kushida sells the legs, so then Taguchi goes to work on the leg. He's teasing the ankle locks again. Then one of my favorite spots of the match, Kushida has this move where he does one punch. See, you see, closed fists are illegal in professional wrestling. WWE, they don't. They're pretty much legal there, but a closed fist in New Japan is an illegal move. So once a match, Kushida will use one punch if he needs to. So my favorite spot of this match, he goes to hit the one punch. Taguchi counters it, hits a move. Kushida goes to hit it again. Fucking Taguchi does this like big baseball windup, blocks the punch, then hits his own punch to the gut on Kushida. I just thought that was just a really fun spot.
And did he just slowly open his palm too and look at the ref like,
right,
no, it's open?
The referee was kind of behind his back, didn't quite see it, and then the ref asks him, hey, did you hit him with the fist? He's like, no, it was open. It was open hand. But again, Kushida winning with the Back to the Future, fun match, and Kushida staying alive in the tournament with 6 points. I got to take a water thing here. Hang on.
Good job.
Oh. So we got to.
You nailed it.
Just like the Bollywood boys.
Good job, man. Good job.
You gotta listen to Best Pro Wrestling Podcast to get this joke, or see the Bollywood boys with their synchronized claps. Anyway, so let's go over the standings and see what the possibilities are. Again, at the time of this recording, one more A block show to go, one more B block show to go. So standings.
A block.
Again, Jushin Thunder Liger, 0 wins. Chance to play spoiler versus Tai Chi, who has 8 points. Bunch of other guys with 8 points here. Ricochet has 8. Ospreay has 8. Hiromu Takahashi has 8. And Tai Chi and Dragon Lee has 8. Skrull eliminated with only 6 points. Taka Michinoku only 2 points, 1 win. So what do we got to do here? Let's see. Okay, so Ricochet, if he needs to win, not only does he need to win his match, but he needs Hiromu Takahashi to beat Ospreay to get the win, because Ricochet has the win over Hiromu. Joe, you asked when we first got into this tournament, how do you deal with a tie if two guys have the same amount of points at the end? Well, obviously, it goes, and I don't know why I didn't think about this at the time, but it goes to head-to-head matchups. Who beat who? So that makes sense.
And that's what I figured.
Right, and I didn't think about it at the time, but that's exactly how it goes. Dragon Lee has to win his match, but he also needs Hiromu to beat Will Ospreay. Now, Tai Chi, he needs to beat Jushin Thunder Liger, which I don't think is going to happen. I really think Liger is going to get the big win and spoil Tai Chi here. But if he does win, Ospreay needs to beat Hiromu Takahashi. Now, I thought I didn't do what would need to happen to get Ospreay to win here, but like I said, lots of possibilities there. So now in the B block, this is insane because everybody is tied with 6 points in the B block. So I didn't do a lot of math for a lot of different guys, but I did figure out because I predicted Kushida to win the B block, because again, it was the story of him losing at Wrestle Kingdom, being on the losing streak with Hiromu Takahashi, current IWGP champion, having his number, and even early in the tournament, Kushida taking some losses. So and even taking that loss late to ACH was troubling to me. But in order for Kushida to get the win, to win the B block, first he's got to win the match with Volador Jr. Then Bushi must beat Tiger Mask, because Kushida lost to Tiger Mask but beat Bushi. And then Kanemaru has to beat El Desperado, because, again, Kushida beat Kanemaru. And then also, for all of this has to happen, and Taguchi has to beat ACH, because, again, Kushida beat Taguchi but lost to ACH. So the wins and losses really come into play. So, I mean, you could go through all of the standings and figure it out for each guy, I suppose, but Kushida was the most intriguing story for me, so I definitely wanted to hit that thing. As far as my predictions go, my A block at this point did a lot better than the B block. I've got, 16 predictions correct in the A block, whereas I only have 11 correct in the B block. So, but I'm very close as far as the point totals for Jushin Thunder Liger having only 2 points. I had Ospreay at 10. He's only got 8. I had Ricochet at 8. That's correct so far for the tournament. So Skrull's not getting to 12. He's mathematically eliminated, unfortunately. So my dream match of Kushida versus Skrull in the rematch for the from the Ring of Honor Television Championship switch, that's not going to happen. But I'm rooting for Kushida. I'm not really sure.
Ospreay, baby.
Ospreay is the next best story, but I could see Takahashi, current IWGP, going all the way as well, because we had a couple of guys beat Takahashi in the tournament, so that could be the next challenger at Dominion too. So lots of possibilities and a lot of fun stuff. So here's what we got coming up for the next 2 shows for the A and B block. and we talked about most of these, but the standout matches, the highlight matches, Ricochet versus Marty Scurll should be a good match. Lots on the line, of course, and then Will Ospreay versus Hiromu Takahashi, current IWGP champion. And again, if Ospreay can get the win here, that means big things. And then the final B block show, very interesting matchup again between two Suzuki Gun guys. And last time two Suzuki Gun guys fought, we didn't get a match. It was two guys not touching each other for 10 minutes. So it'll be El Desperado versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I picture the whiskey bottle getting involved somehow in there. And again, so lots of fun stuff. And then the finals on June 3rd, and then Dominion on June 11th. So lots of fun stuff to look forward to here. All right, but this is going to wrap up the show here pretty much.
Damn.
But since this is Strong Honor, we should wrap up the show appropriately with the Kojima Tweet of the Week.
Now it's time for the Satoshi Kojima Tweet of the Week.
Good morning. I am fighting from today. There is a bakery near the hotel. I will go back later. #Bread Club.
Yes.
All right, that is going to do it.
Carbs for life. Leaving me hanging, you dick.
That's going to do it for Strong Honor and the Best Pro Wrestling Podcast for this week. Follow me on Twitter @Tommy Striker. Follow this show @Strong Honor. Follow the Best Pro Wrestling Podcast @BPW Podcast. And check out that's good enough. Taco, where can people find you online?
You can find me on the Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter @HGREVTaco.
And Joe, where can people find you as you get the yawn out?
Joe, I'm fucking bored. Go fuck yourself. Having a sugar crash right now. You can follow me @JoeBPWP. That's Joe, Best Pro Wrestling Podcast.
That's going to do it for both shows this week. Bye!
Peace.
Strong Honor.
It's wonderful. How you doing this evening, gentlemen?